is there anything that was structured or themed to try and portray maybe the current Kenyan government and everything that's going on? Or because I'm just trying to find the reason why they would not want the play to be performed or even influenced, because like that's why probably they would have a problem. Like, it's a bad message probably, and it might influence people to think and act differently, especially as a country.
John, to that I have two answers.
Okay.
First, had the play gone on the way it was intended, nobody would have been in any bad light, Instead, the government took it upon themselves to show us a literal example in way worse extremes than what the play itself was symbolizing. Okay? So had they just let it go on, they would have avoided all this. So, and let me just say this again. I don't like the word extremism, radicalism. I think we have, as a people right now, we are having perfectly normal reactions. We are not the extreme ones. They are. Because the things that are happening in this country are very new extremes. Things that we never even thought were possible. Let me tell you, even people who voted for Ruto are, what have we done?
Yeah.
What did we do? So that's the first thing. Second, the question, what was I going to say? 1 second, gathering my thoughts. The second thing I wanted to say was, if the shoe fits. So the play is basically just talking about the battle between the old and the young, and how the old are holding on to a system and continuing to oppress people. Basically, it's about people fighting for their worth and their rights. I think economic justice is something also that played a key role. And this is not an issue that's unique to Kenya. But if you, as the government or, as the system, are seeing this and it's threatening you, I think that you're the one with the problem, right? We shouldn't be blamed for calling it out as it is. Then remember, these are Form 3s. They are 17-year-olds. They're allowed to have political opinions. In fact, it's encouraged for them to be able to think out of the box, okay? It's also not the first time that plays, artistry, poetry, songs, music reflect the social challenges that we go through in our system. I mean, let me talk about an example that everybody knows. Look at Sarafina, for example. Everybody has heard of Sarafina. Freedom is coming, right? Those are high school students, right? I think we need to stop taking away from the agency of the students themselves, because they read the script, they understood it. They even came on Twitter and addressed the president and said, "We are 17 years old. You think we're not gonna vote in the next election? What are you thinking?" So let's not also say, "Oh, these girls are being co-opted." No, they are very brave, smart young women with minds of their own. They took part in that play willingly.
Can I interject a bit? So now again, I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? To see where the government is coming from. We have this no, hold on. I've already said, disclaimer, devil's advocate.
Government is coming from.
Yeah, devil's advocate, relax, okay? So here's the thing. We have this situation where the Cleophas Malala is the writer or the director? Is he the writer as well, right?
Writer-director, yes.
Writer-director. So I think there's a huge conflict of interest when the writer stroke director is writing a play maybe where he's throwing shots at the current government, knowing that he is also in a political position as well.
He's not in a political position.
He's not?
No,
right now?
Currently, he's not in a political position. He was the former senator
right?
of Kakamega County.
Oh, yeah. But okay, let's say he was previously.
Also,
so he might have a political agenda,
yes,
because he might have
a political agenda. Fair enough, right?
But can I just? I'm almost done. Yeah, I'm almost done. I know you're ready for this. So I'm just thinking, because if this person is trying to prepare for the next political campaign season, he is actually using the students to curate and prepare for his political seat. So I don't think that is fair, because the government doesn't have, like, kids of their own that they can also say, like, okay, now you guys, we are preparing you to go and perform at the drama festival, but now paint the government in a good picture.
No.
Because he has a political agenda, though, right? If we think about it, we just
listen.
Yeah.
Number one, I already said Cleo Malala is the former senator of Kakamega County. So at the moment, he holds no current political position. Number two, this is not the first of such a play that he has written. He has written also Shackles of Doom, which had a similar subject matter, basically, right? The other thing is, even if you do have political aspirations, right, it's okay to call out cracks within a system. How many people have we encountered that okay, maybe they've not expressed their political aspirations, but me having I don't want to be president. I don't even want any position in government, but I do have a political agenda, and that's to see a better Kenya, and that's to call out cracks in the system and to mend them and actually repair them. That's a political agenda on its own, to see a change in the political space. So I think that that's a diversion tactic for sure, by saying that, oh, now we are co-opting kids. All he's doing is he's written a play that serves as a reminder to things that we've seen play out in real life. The play actually is, if you do a poll, even if you took Cleophas Malala out of it and asked if young people resonate with the message in that play, young people will say, yes, we do. So as a writer, as an artist, you're bringing forth emotions that everybody else is already feeling. I think we can divorce that from the politics side of it. And he's not, like I said, he's not co-opting these students. It's not the first time. I mean, the books we used to read as set books, things have very heavy, subject matter. It's just a fact of life.
But why does he need to be like with the students, especially considering he's not part of the school? And that's why I'm saying, like,
let me tell you something. I came up on Kenya music festivals, not drama festivals. KMF used to have public speaking, so I did it for years. Okay. Our directors and stuff that used to come and help us out, guys who used to come with songs, they used to come with plays for drama festivals and shairis and poems. Most of the time, they were not teachers. They were independent directors most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's not like, again, I feel like, I know you're playing devil's advocate, but what you're doing is just taking what the government has said, and I just hope to try and point out how they're just they're spinning the story in a way that serves them, because they're taking things that have been in best practice, things that have been done that nobody has ever had a problem with, and now they're using it when the story is already all signs are against them. Now they're finally calling out these things. Do you know how many scandals I've heard of these directors, external directors and drama teachers who used to be brought, and then they used to, assault and harass young women and girls. We've never talked about that. But because now this guy comes with a story that says something about this country, now you want to say, oh, but he's not even an official teacher.
Can I respond to that? Now, my thing is, and I think also the biggest concern is, we are coming from a very sensitive situation that we had a couple of months ago. The country is in the process of healing, right? And then I can only imagine, because if they get to the national levels, which they definitely will, if things go with approval and everything, but they're supposed to perform this play in front of the president. I think that's kind of like something that's right, if I'm not wrong.
It's wonderful.
And it might, if it was to happen, it will happen in a public, no, it's all good. It will happen in probably one of these national holidays. And remember, you also mentioned that, there's, I don't know whether it's true or not true, that there's a place where the script was kind of changed slightly. So the biggest concern would be, like, if these are kids and someone has a political agenda, he might twist the script so that in the national performance, or the last performance that's supposed to be done on a public holiday in front of the president, they might deliver a message that might, trigger something.
Unajua Ruto ni nani? Nobody would try that.
No. I'm just saying.
Like, nobody would try that.
Why not?
Because you'd go missing.
No, listen.
No, seriously. I'm
No,
just saying.
first of all, first of all, let's put it this way.
It's like this guy that I know, our
Even when
president.
these people who are going missing in and out, we can't say that that's the president because there's no evidence. If we're going by the law, we can't say like that's,
Here's my thing with abductions.
And also, I'll also say something else. I also want to add something else, right? I can say, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think right now, if we were to go like throughout like all the African countries, we probably have our president is like maybe top 5 among the best presidents in Africa. Would you oppose that? And then I can start mentioning countries that are close to us.
I think number one, that's a case of the bar is so low. I don't think. No, listen. I don't think. Listen.
No.